All right, let's jump right into a story that feels like it was pulled straight from a mythic cinematic epic. We're heading into the incredible hills of Northeast India to explore a really powerful tale of supernatural darkness and, ultimately, profound light, all drawn from the rich folklore of the Naga people. This is a journey into a fight for survival, not just in the world, but inside the human soul.
Just imagine it for a second. You hear those words being screamed by a village elder. That's exactly where our story kicks off, not with a slow burn, but with this sudden, terrifying cry that completely shatters an ordinary afternoon. It's a signal that the world, as they know it, has just been broken.
So, let's start at the very heart of the catastrophe. Think of this as Act 1, an event so bizarre, so unnatural, it feels like the end of the world. It's the moment where ancient folklore just crashes headfirst into everyday reality. Now, our guide for this whole journey is the novel Spirit Nights by Easterine Kire. Kire is an absolutely celebrated author who gives a powerful voice to the ancient and fiercely independent culture of the Naga people. She writes from what she calls the front line of contemporary indigenous literature. Now, you might be thinking, is this just a fantasy story? Well, yes and no. While Spirit Nights is fiction, its roots go so deep into the soil of truth. The story is directly inspired by the oral histories of the Chang Naga people. These are real accounts of a terrifying period of darkness their ancestors actually survived. So this isn't just make-believe, it's memory that's been shaped into myth. So try to picture this scene. People are out, they're working in the fields, it's a totally normal, clear day. And then, out of nowhere, the sun just vanishes. A perfect blue sky turns pitch black, and this darkness rushes in, literally swallowing the land whole. It's a moment of pure cinematic horror. And then you hear it, the soundtrack to this apocalypse. It's the frantic, desperate sound of the log drums. It's a rhythm every single villager has known since they were a child, a sound that means only one thing: immediate danger is here. Drop what you're doing, run for your life.
So, the sun is gone, the world is dark. What happens now? Let's explore how this community is forced to try and survive in this terrifying new reality.
Survival comes down to a whole new set of rules, and they are strict. The village gate is sealed shut. Nobody's allowed outside of their home. You can't even mark the passing of days by sunrise anymore, only by meal times. And if someone dies, their body has to be disposed of right away. No ceremony, just for the safety of everyone else. Each one of these rules just makes this abstract terror feel brutally real.
And you gotta understand, this isn't just the absence of light, like a power outage. It's described as this thick, oppressive blackness, almost like a physical presence. And even worse, it's not empty. The villagers quickly learn that it's infested with these malevolent, spear-carrying spirits, just waiting for anyone foolish enough to step outside.
I mean, the contrast is just staggering. Before all this, life was vibrant, right? You had festivals, community, songs. Now, it's total isolation and fear. The only sounds that carry across the silent, terrified village are these mournful funeral dirges, which have become the new, bleak way of announcing that another person has died.
But here's the thing. This story is about so much more than just physical survival. It's actually a spiritual war. And this is where the real conflict emerges. And it's a battle fought not with spears, but with something way more powerful.
You know how in every epic story you need a wise guide? You're Gandalf, you're Obi-Wan. Well, in this story, her name is Tola. She's an elderly dream receiver. She's not just a grandmother, she's a seer who was actually warned about this catastrophe in visions, which gives her this unique insight into what's really going on.
And this right here is the message she received from the spirit world. It's pretty much the central theme of the entire story. The weapons you need to fight this kind of darkness, they aren't physical. They are wisdom and the courage that true wisdom creates.
So Tola warns everyone that the real enemy isn't some monster out there in the dark. It's a deceiver, an enemy so powerful it can literally weaponize your own memories, your deepest desires, and forge them into these perfect, totally convincing lies. And the person who has to face this down, well, that falls to Tola's grandson, Namu. As the village's new seer, he becomes the #1 target for this incredibly insidious spiritual attack, a battle that's going to take place entirely inside his own heart. Okay, so all the pieces are on the board now. The stage is set for the climax of this whole cinematic tale. A huge confrontation with the source of all this suffering, a creature that is straight out of myth. 6. What's with the number 6? Well, that's how many tails are on the mythical tiger from the original Naga folklore. This monstrous creature is the physical manifestation of the spiritual evil that's plaguing the entire land.
But see, the enemy's attack isn't a physical fight with claws and teeth. Oh no, it's way more clever. Namu, who's an orphan, gets pulled into this illusion, a tiger world. And in this place, his parents never died. He has this perfect, loving family. It's not a nightmare. It's a beautiful, enchanting lie, designed to trap him in his deepest desire.
And this is the critical moment, the turning point of the entire story. Trapped in this comforting fantasy, it's Tola's wisdom, her firm, loving truth that cuts through the deception. She gives Namu the clarity and the strength to do the hardest thing imaginable, to reject perfection and choose a painful reality instead. And because he conquered the lie inside his own head, Namu now has the power to fight the beast in the real world. He confronts that six-tailed tiger, and in this massive showdown, he defeats it, shattering both the physical monster and the spiritual darkness that it embodied.
So, the monster is defeated, the darkness is gone. But the story doesn't just end there. This is where it all comes full circle, connecting these epic fictional events back to the living, breathing culture of the Naga people today.
And wow, what a return to the light it is. This is pure cinematic gold. The light doesn't just reappear. The villagers actually watch as a celestial tiger appears in the sky and literally regurgitates the sun back into existence. It is the stunning, mythic image of total cosmic restoration.
And the most amazing part? This incredible story isn't just a forgotten legend. It's alive. It's commemorated every single year in a real festival they call Naknya Lum. Naknu actually means Mother of All Darkness, and Lum means festival. It's a celebration of light's return and the ultimate triumph of good over this powerful evil. Which really leaves us with one last thing to think about. Just like Tola taught Namu, this ancient story reminds us that sometimes the greatest weapons against darkness are just wisdom and courage. It kind of makes you wonder, right? How can these old stories give us the tools we need to identify and maybe even fight the different kinds of darkness in our own world today?